Am I the asshole for refusing to foot the restaurant bill? A few days ago, I visited a restaurant to catch up with some childhood friends. I'm not trying to brag, but I don't know if it's worth mentioning. My friends and I grew up in a small town in England filled with poverty. Most of my friends work full-time but struggle to make ends meet. Some have a family of their own. Now, I was the only one in the friendship group to go to university. And I now earn a comfortable salary where I won't have to worry financially. Looking back now, this should have been a red flag. But when I got there, my friends ordered loads of stuff, like meals with at least 5 sides each and many drinks. I was a bit flabbergasted as my friends were complaining they didn't have much money to spend. And some of my thoughts were it must have been payday as it was the start of the month. I ordered myself a cheeseburger meal with an extra side of onion rings. Once I finished my dinner, I asked if I could have the bill for my food. When the bill came, I thought they got it wrong as it came to £870. And there were about 8 or 9 of us. I told the waiter there was a mistake as I had calculated my account, which totaled £15. The waiter told me he was told to do it as one whole bill as I would pay in full. I told the waiter that's not happening and I said I only want to pay for the food I ate and I told him what I had. The waiter returned to the till and got a new bill printed which was my total I paid and went home. As I was irritated and pissed. My friends are in a difficult position right now. But if they asked me 2 or 3 days in advance if I could pay the bill for all of them, I would have politely said yes as they would have asked. But they didn't. The next day, I woke up to some angry texts from our WhatsApp group chat. One of my friends in the group chat PM'd me and explained the situation. He managed to pay for his dinner but said an argument broke out in this group. And the manager got involved. Most of the bill was borne. But they couldn't afford the rest and had to stay and clean for 2 hours. Most of the group are still pissed about the situation and me not paying the bill. I feel like I'm an asshole here because I didn't foot the bill and feel guilty due to the fact I found out they had to do cleaning and they're struggling with money now. Am I the asshole for this? I appreciate your judgment as part of me feels guilty but at the same time not guilty as they didn't ask me. Not the asshole. You aren't obligated to pay for someone else's meal. Even more so when they drop that on you. If anything, they're the TA here and should never assume. Not the asshole. Your friends see you as a paycheck and they assumed you would pay. I don't see how anyone would call them friends after a bill like that. Not the asshole even if you invited them and they misunderstood and thought you were footing the bill. They clearly planned on taking advantage of you if your meal was only 15 yet the total bill came up to almost 900 for everyone. That is horrible to do to someone unless they specifically stated don't worry about the cost, order as much as you want. This seems so fake. What restaurant is letting people work off their bill? They would call the police. Is this a real? Think the standard practice is to call the cops on bill dodgers. Don't know any restaurants that actually let you work it off. I mean, for one, they already have paid staff to do it, so your friends would just be in the way, and for another, I don't think they would be covered by insurance and I doubt they would want to encourage this or everyone would do it. So yeah, feels a bit off to me. If it is real, not the asshole. If not, who cares? I'm having a hard time believing this story because you said the ones that couldn't pay had to stay and clean up for 2 hours. Perhaps England is different, but in the US, the FDA has rules against this. Edited typo. I live in the UK, and I have never come across any restaurant where you have to stay and clean if you cannot pay the bill. They might call the police or ask you to give them post-dated checks. But the last thing any restaurant wants is a bunch of amateurs dicking around in the kitchen. 100. Not the asshole. Your friends are adults too. They know their own finances better than anybody. If they weren't willing to pay for their meals, they should not have ordered them. Case closed. Fake story. I worked in restaurants for 4 or so years. That work the bill off crap doesn't exist. The police get called. They want their money, not some random Joe fumbling through their crap barely cleaning when they already have people there for the day to be paid to do exactly that. You think we send the dishwasher who's expecting to be paid for that day's work home because we got some broke people that can't pay their bill? So cringe cosplaying on the web like this. Info. Did you arrange the meal and invite them? If so, is there any chance they thought since you'd invited them, you were footing the bill? I ask because I simply can't imagine a large group of people all being this presumptuous and entitled. What restaurant is this? In the UK, where they keep everyone trapped in a restaurant cleaning until the bill is paid. Modern food safety and employment laws make this illegal. The police weren't involved? Not the asshole. Your friends are grifters. What establishment in the UK makes people stay and clean if the bill isn't settled? Thinking face with raised eyebrow. You're the asshole, as this story is fake. Not the asshole. I have friends that have taken me out to eat when I'm low on funds. They make a lot of money. Never once have I thought to order excessively. I usually pick a mid-cost entree. Maybe suggest sharing 1 or 2 apps. And I don't drink, so no bar bill. And then maybe share a dessert if they want one. Even if I want a dessert. If they don't suggest it, I'll just eat something sweet at home. They still should have asked if that was the plan. But even if they asked you, they were greedy, gluttonous. Not the asshole at all. They wanted to trick you into paying. But you were not letting them, taking advantage of you. Congratulations for standing up for yourself this bravely. How many times are you going to post this? You're the asshole for making up this stupid shit. Making guests who can't pay stay to clean to cover their bill is only a thing in bad TV. I'll take things that did not happen for $500, Alex. Not the asshole at all. They did that on purpose and are not really your friends. They plan to do that. What restaurant actually has people clean to pay a bill? I served for a decade and we just called the cops. Fake AF. This reads like it was written by AI. I'm noticing more of these really boring writing styles and gives some stupid thing that gives it away, like they had to stay and clean for 2 hours. To confirm it's fake, must be some people asking, trolling with ChatGPT. I don't believe story. I smell bullshit. Not the asshole. Who does that to a friend? They tried to take advantage of you. Put you on the spot hoping you'd just pay. They ordered a lot, as you said. More than they could actually afford. Don't pay in the future. Even if they ask. You do it once. You'll be invited out more often. As long as you pay. Fake. Not the asshole. They are all asshole for just assuming you will be willing to foot the entire bill without any discussion beforehand. Unless someone has specifically offered to cover the bill, you are paying for your own food. They then firmly cement their position as asshole by not only expecting you to pay, but expecting you to be completely happy footing them spending to excess. When the person paying the bill is eating a modestly priced meal, good etiquette would be to aim for a similar ballpark unless told otherwise. So yeah, your friends are asshole just out to take advantage of you, and deserve all of the consequences they experienced. Is this real or manufactured? Not the asshole. Why would they assume that you'd flip the bill just because you're better off than them?